Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you see this video, I would like to offer your mid-September of 2024 elemental relationship reading. And I'm doing things a little bit different this month in that I am going to do each element individually in a video versus doing one gigantic one. So instead of having to scroll through, you can just go straight to the element that you align with. And this video is for water, and it is for the zodiac signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. If you're interested as to why I read for the elements instead of the zodiac, there's a video down below you can check out. And if you are interested to know your elemental alignment, there is a natal chart linked in the description down below. It's not a sponsorship or anything. It's just a really good product as far as I'm concerned. It gives you your natal chart, the circle with the 12 houses, all the little planets and all the intersections and symbols, and then it gives a 10 to 20 page description of what all of that means, including your elemental alignment, your generations, all of that fun stuff. So if you're interested, that's linked down below. And if you are interested in any of the cards I'm using, they're linked in the description as well. So we'll get started with the water singles. And I read intuitively, so we'll start with the intuitive part, and then I'll look in the book for the chakra energy, because I'm getting better with this deck, but there's still a few things that I like the way they describe it, so we'll go with that. And water singles, you are in number 24, balance. I'm hearing that this is working with more towards the heart chakra. We'll find out here in a second how close that is. But it's also saying that as you go through this month, water singles, balance mind and emotions, balance the elements within your body, and balance between work and home. They're really wanting to bring this balance concept up, and they keep showing me like the Libra scales. So work with the energy of balance this month, finding that kind of a union of opposites type thing. So if you're in a friend circle and you're all water, the balance would be having a fire element added in. It could be a balance within yourself as well. If you're feeling too emotional, then maybe focus on something more intellectual so that you can bring that balance back into play. I'm hearing that balance is just overall going to be a big thing, but it's going to be emotional and mental are the two primary ones they keep saying. The secondary ones are work and home life. So if you're a workaholic, maybe take some time off. But we'll look in the book here. We are in the heart chakra, and the deity is Hanuman. Hanuman, who has a human body and a monkey's face, was a central figure in one of India's two greatest epics, the Ramayana. With immeasurable strength and will, he helped reunite divine lovers Ram and Sita after she had been stolen away. Here, Hanuman sits on a large rock on the seashore, while waves break behind him. Revered as a symbol of selfless service, he represents loyalty, undying devotion, transcending concerns about one's own self and needs. In the words of the Western guru Ram Dass, his central attitude is, how can I help? And keywords, where are we at? Finding inspiration, inward and outward balance, wisdom beyond logic, the importance of paying attention to your priorities, and the truth of what you are feeling. So part of that balance is being open to service. Sometimes service is a physical action, volunteering at a soup kitchen, being willing to cover that other person's shift because you've got the spare time. But in a relationship situation, they're saying do not get so focused on one aspect of finding a new relationship, whether it's friendship or romantic. For water singles, it's saying be open to a whole different variety of things. And part of being in that situation is finding that balance between work and life, finding that stability of, am I in the right spot to find that relationship? Because it could be that you're not quite there yet for a relationship to happen. that's fine. Everyone has different things going on, obviously, but it's definitely saying it's not just about one thing for for water singles this month. It's really about looking at where you're at and making sure that everything within your control, or how you're responding to it, is in a more balanced and quiet state. They're also saying that simply meditating on joy and peace and infusing Gaia with that kind of energy can also be a very amazing act of service, and things like that can actually pay back tenfold. So, worth thinking about. The Six of Winter, positive changes are on their way, a welcome relief from troubled times, traveling or relocating, and this can be physical or it can also be a spiritual sense of travel. But the Six of Winter is saying everything is kind of lined up for you. It's a matter of, when you're in boats, some of these little boats like this, finding balance is how the boat can move. If it's out of balance, you're going to fall out. But that's what they're saying with this balance is control and work on the things that you can work on. If it's not something you can deal with right now, that's obviously not the right time for it. But when you find your inner balance, water singles, it's saying that you can actually move beyond what you thought you were capable of. You can actually bring in that dream relationship if you're, if that's what your goals are. And if you're not ready for that yet, that's fine. If you're looking at building the friendship group, you're enjoying your friendships time, then work with that. Finding those balances, they're saying this is within. So if there's something that's maybe a little bit out of balance within, now's the time to work on that. Interesting. We have the Six of Spring, winter, spring, fall is winter. Is wonderful news is on the way, smart choices bringing reward, success, and public recognition. With this particular card, it's saying everything is looking really good for water singles. It's not just relationship wise. These two cards are really saying everything is going well. If there's anything that you are seeing that is out of whack, out of balance, that's not where you would like it to be, you are more than welcome to work on that in this moment. And you also have the support of the divine. You're tapping into your heart chakra energy, which is the balancing chakra. It balances the physicality of the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus with the more spiritual aspects of the throat, the third eye, and the crown, because they're more focused on things that are outside of the physical need world. The heart is the fulcrum. The heart is the balance. You can see the heart as also the interpreter. So from the lower energies, it interprets it into the spiritual. From the spiritual, it interprets it into the physical. And when you have the Six of Winter and the Six of Spring, both saying that there's positive changes, things are coming in that are going to be very beneficial, they're wanting just to make sure that you're ready for what's coming. And it's not to say that there's anything bad. They're just saying, are you ready? So water singles, think about that for a little bit. Meditate with your heart chakra, tap into your deep higher self, your deeper soul, and ask yourself, are you ready? As the card says, how can I be of service? Because you're serving a higher purpose as well as your own soul at this point. So let's take a peek. That was a little bit outside of relationship world. I kept trying to bring it back, and they're like, that's fine and all, but tell this too. Having your guides sitting on your shoulders sometimes is not always fun. It's awesome, don't get me wrong, but there's times where it's like, yeah, we're doing a relationship reading, and they're like, yeah, but we got this other information that needs to come out. So let's look at water couples. I know I sound like a crazy person, but that's who I am. So water couples, we have number 9, the flow state. This one, I'm feeling like there's a cycle going on here. We'll have to look at the book here in a second, because it's almost like there's this innocent child that moves up into the relationship, and then there's like the sadness and sorrow, but you're in the pattern of movement, but it's the cycle of life. They're showing me the wheel from the tarot, so we'll see where we're at here. I think this is your sacral chakra. Yep. This is your sacral chakra, but that's the energy that I'm getting, is there's this constant flow of life, this continual process, and you water couples are in the middle of the movements. So, the element is water. Of course it is. After breathable air, water is the element most essential to life. It is widely used to symbolize emotion, intuition, and the depths of being. Deeply connected with waves of emotion, it is often bound with the importance of family and love, the birthing of life, tender-hearted communication, teardrops of sadness or joy, and the subconscious mind. On the negative side of water, it can relate to jealousy, envy, depression, moodiness, being too sensitive, overindulgent, self-destructive behavior in response to feeling sad. That doesn't sound familiar to anyone who's in water, does it? We have our keywords are going with the flow, expressing waves of emotion, depths of feeling, affection, imagination, experiencing moods, receptivity, fertility, and fantasy. So, water in couples. The sacral chakra, which is your second chakra up, is associated with the continuation of the species. It's also a pleasure center, which a lot of people are kind of confused by that. It's the chakra that's most associated with passion and that kind of energy, where the root is more with the survival of you. This one is where you start to become aware of the outside and more connected to the continuation of the species, is how I look at it. There's a lot more to it, but that's a basic way of looking at it. When we are looking at this in the flow state, everything's in motion. Water tends to be very emotional. And if that's what's going on between you and your partner, see where the waves go, work through them. Don't get attached to the waves. Detach from the emotion as it affects you and allow yourself to observe it as it's happening. And when we talk about water couples, this could be for you as a water watching this video and you're the water in the relationship, or it could be for your partner who's the water in the relationship. But what I'm hearing with this for couples is don't focus so much on the specifics. There's a flow of movement here. There is this cyclical energy that's going on, ups and downs, ebbs and flows. This is part of life, and in a relationship, it can be enhanced drastically because it's not just one person's emotions that are coming to play, it's two bonding as one. So the emotions can be a little bit more intense when those cycles start to happen. We have the King of Spring, innovative, inspired, wise, theatrical, drama queens here. Financial windfall, your leadership skills are needed, unexpected support of your cause. The King of Spring with this type of description is saying, we are moving into, as a relationship, something that is broader than ourselves. There's some intelligence here. I almost feel like there's some air energy tied into this. The innovative and inspiring part, emotions are very powerful. And in my personal opinion, you can't develop creativity or inspiration outside of an emotional response, because the emotions are that thrill of that's what it was, and that's the energy aspect of it. And with the flow state coming in the King of Spring, it's saying you're getting into this upswing of positivity, even though we're going into the fall in the northern hemisphere. But it's saying this movement is going up. Things are improving, things are getting better. And when you're moving that way, it's also helping the bond between you and your partner deepen and strengthen as well. So you're getting this positive energy field and energy flow moving upwards. We also have the Six of Summer. There's been a lot of sixes in the readings today. Children or childhood, the return of people or romances from your past, remembering events differently or in a better or worse light than how they actually occurred. This is saying the past is the past, and you really can't change it. Now, you can change your perception of it, but that's not always a good thing, because you are who you are because of the events of your past. And that flow state is, as you improve, as things get better, you're in the relationship, so this is where the better has to be. You can have that childlike wonder, you can still be like explorative within the relationship, but I'm hearing a little bit of a heads up because there's outside people that are trying to poke their way into the relationship, and this is not the time. Like, they need to go elsewhere. If they want a relationship, go find their own. They had their chance. What I'm hearing with this is work on the positive flow of life. Things are going well for water is what I'm hearing. So stick with the pattern. If there's something from the outside that's kind of bumping into it, that's rocking the boat, so to speak, Go back to the King of Springs energy, where you're wise, you're innovative, you're working with the other person. Theatrical is what's going to happen if you let the outside influences in. So keep that off to the side, keep your drama to the minimum, is what I'm hearing. So overall, water couples, this month is about cycles, it's about flowing, the emotions can be a little bit wonky. Definitely allow yourself to feel, but also allow yourself to heal. Going with the flow means you can handle whatever life throws at you. The one thing that I am hearing quite loudly, even from the cards, let the outside influences stay outside, because that's where they belong. They're not in the relationship, they can stay out there. So with that, I will wrap this up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know your thoughts, feelings, suggestions, and opinions. As long as we're respectful, that's all we can really ask for. Other than that, I will see you in the next video. Water singles, there's a lot going on, and it's not just about relationships this month. Water couples, stick with your partner, work things, go with the flow of things, not work things, go with the flow of things. Anything that's coming from the outside needs to stay outside. It's not worth the drama of bringing it in. So have a great rest of your month.